Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of Target Check. And last week was a fantastic week. I definitely loved how the markets moved, and they were moving with clean structure, exactly how I predicted them to do. Pretty much all the pairs I chose for the week did the move I had predicted at the beginning of the week in my other series market targets. And this week I did do something different. I did open up my second funded account with FTMO. I currently have a 100K account, which is the one I use every single week to trade. I executed a total of 4 trades last week with my main 100K account, and I opened up a second 200K account on Wednesday and executed my first trade on that account to pass the challenge on Thursday. And I'm gonna get right into the top pairs I had entered for the week, and then I'll move along to the ones I did not enter. Starting off with AUD NZD. AUD NZD, I wanted to catch along on it early in the week, and I did exactly that. I waited for a rejection off this 4 hour support, and as soon as I got that rejection in the smaller time frames, I did enter this trade. I did get a great rejection off the 30-minute from this support level right here. And as soon as I got a good confirmation candle that it had rejected off this bullish engulfing, I entered this trade and went straight into my 1 to 2. Could have held this a bit longer, but I did not want to get stuck into this trade while the AUD CPI news was going to hit, since it was a monthly and yearly CPI news for AUD, and that obviously only happens once a year for the CPI yearly. And it did save me from taking an L on this trade because it went straight into my stop loss if I would have held it. Next up is Euro AUD. Euro AUD, I actually waited for that AUD news to hit to see how it was going to react. And since it did go negative on AUD, I did enter this off a perfect 30-minute shift to the upside. And I entered right after that happened. I did not get a sniper entry. If I would have gotten a sniper entry, I probably would have hit a 1 to 2.5, a 1 to 1, 1 to 3, give or take. But I hit a 1 to 2 and then got out. Thankfully, I got out because it did consolidate throughout my risk reward in the whole week, and then would have stopped me out on Friday. So caught the 1 to 2 and got out. So I got my first 2 trades on a winning streak last week. Then moving along to USD CHF. USD CHF was a trade I had lost. I lost it honestly because I was being lazy. I didn't want to stay up and wait for the market to pretty much keep doing the move. And I trailed my stop loss to right about here as soon as I went to sleep. And my rule is I only do that unless I have a 1 to 1. If you see here, the candle did not close over a 1 to 1. And since it did not close over a 1 to 1, I shouldn't have trailed my stop loss. And since I traded just because I was being lazy, I ended up taking a partial loss on this one. And right after, on the 30-minute, it did a quick double bottom and went straight into my TP. So, lesson learned for me, I usually always take one of these L's every week since I have too much going on and I do have another job. But coming up in June, I will only be focusing on trading. So, that's going to change drastically for my trading career. Next up is NZD USD. NZD USD, I did enter this one way too early. I entered this at 3 o'clock on a Wednesday, I believe. I should have waited for that candle closure, daily closure to happen. And after that, look for a better entry on the London session pretty much around 3 a.m. I would have entered it right around here. And if I would have entered it right around there, let's say right here, I would have put my stop loss literally right here because it was a risk reward. And it was a risk reward I was aiming at pretty much. And I would have still hit my 1 to 2 without an issue, pretty much exactly where I had it set. So honestly, just a rookie mistake. Got too eager. I wanted to pretty much recuperate the loss that I had on USD CHF, and it ended up making me lose a full trade last week. I did end up positive, obviously, in the account since I took 2 1 to 2s, a partial loss, and then a full loss, but definitely could have taken a 4 out of 4 trade week on that account 1,000%. Next up, I'm gonna go into the only trade I took on my 200K account, which was GBP AUD. And GBP AUD was the only pair that did not do the move I had predicted for the week. And if you guys saw my other series market targets, you guys know I do not like trading GBP pairs at all. And honestly, I will be removing them from my list this week. I have enough pairs that I look out every single week, and GBP pairs, honestly, I never catch the moves correctly, they do tend to wick me out or not do the moves that they pretty much indicate the market to do. Eliminate them from the list, moving from now on. And next up, I'm gonna go over the next four pairs I did not enter for the week, and those pairs were NZD CAD and Euro CAD, AUD CAD, and Euro NZD. They all did the move to the upside that I had predicted. They did it beautifully, honestly, and I did miss out on all four of them. I did miss out on NZD USD and NZD CAD just because NZD USD stopped me out and NZD CAD never gave me a correct entry. They do cross pair correlate, so I tried to enter both of them at the same time, and thankfully I didn't because I would have been stopped out just like on NZD USD right around here where I was going to enter. Let me see if I could tell you exactly where the perfect entry this week was for NZD CAD, which in my opinion, it would have probably been off the 1 hour right here. And I would have entered this long right here, put my shift, put my stop loss right here where the shift would happen if the 1 hour wanted to go bearish. I would have entered right around that candle closure and would have hit a 1 to 2 for sure in the week. Next up is EuroCAD. EuroCAD honestly launched up as soon as the week started. I was never able to catch it. So when something launches up at the beginning of the week, I usually don't enter since I have nothing to do. I pretty much already had missed a move as soon as the week opened up. It never even did a weekly wick, I believe. Let me double check just to show you guys. Yeah, there's no weekly wick either on this pair, so it pretty much just launched up and never gave me an entry. Next up was AUD CAD. AUD CAD did a great move as well last week on Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, it was actually on Friday. On Friday, it did a major move that I did not catch at all. I didn't see the opportunity for me to enter this trade, especially since it was under this support level that now is an actual support level. But it did do the perfect move to the upside. If anyone would have caught that, I honestly didn't see the right entry anywhere except for right around here. But it was under this supported resistance level, so I would have never entered. Euro NZD, I almost entered and I couldn't enter just because I did want to wait for a 4 hour closure to happen before the entry. And it was right here. So if you go here to this long, I wanted to enter right around here if it would have retraced back to that area so I could get a 1 to 2. But I sent my alert for the week as soon as it did do that shift, and it did not make that retracement ever. Pretty much just kept going to the upside and then went completely down as soon as that NZD news hit on Tuesday at 10 p.m. So I did miss out on this trade. I'm pretty sure someone else did catch this trade. They had let me know that they caught it perfectly at 8:30 p.m. except instead of 9 p.m., which was the hour I had waited to enter. And that pretty much concludes the 9 pairs I had chosen for the week. I did 8 out of 9 pairs correctly predicted. So it was a great week, honestly, if you guys paid attention in my other series and caught any of these moves.